Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories happening right now. And topping the list, nearly a year since the death of his daughter, Michael Copeland, the father of 13-year-old Savannah Grace Copeland, is reflecting on how her family has been navigating the devastating loss. Savannah was found stabbed to death along a trail in the Broadacres subdivision in Powell back on October 22, 2024. Since that time, her family has advocated for access to mental health programs and increasing state funding for child advocacy. Now in May, Governor Lee signed the Savannah Grace Copeland Act, which is scheduled to go into effect this July. The act states that if Tennessee's general fund grows by at least 1%, the state must increase its funding for child advocacy centers, something Savannah's dad says that she would have supported.
Right now, she'd probably roll her eyes and not really quite get it, but deep down I think she would appreciate a little, and as she got a little older, it would be the type of thing that she would definitely be interested in.
Now, 15-year-old Malachi Harris has been charged with second-degree murder in connection to her death, and his transfer hearing trial is now set for this January. On October 22nd, her family plans to hold a gathering in her honor called the Annual Day of Grace, where they encourage community members affected by her loss to come together and show each other love, compassion, and grace. Well, the effort to take on a big challenge next on our big story list for you. We've told you about the big demand for homes and apartments that people can afford. Well, today marked the ribbon cutting for a new affordable housing community. It's called Governor Square. Now, the city of Knoxville invested $1.7 million from its affordable housing fund in this project. Matter of fact, you're looking at video shared with us by developer DGA Residential. The company's CEO shared in a video news release that this project offers to North Knoxville.
It'll house people in Knoxville making up, or families in Knoxville making up to $85,000 a year right now. So it's really high quality workforce housing in a great area.
This marks the 6th ribbon-cutting event for affordable housing in Knox County since April. We're told that together the projects have opened up more than 1,200 units of affordable housing. And we mentioned that the city helped out here through its Affordable Housing Fund. Well, a big issue up for debate at a meeting that's happening as we speak. It's connected with the future of that Affordable Housing Fund, and it's one of the topics in front of City Council tonight. The meeting has been underway for about 2 hours now, and you're looking at a live picture from the City County building tonight. Council members are scheduled to discuss an ordinance which would set aside a portion, 22%, or about $10 million, of the sales tax and proposed sales tax increase just for that fund. Now in June, Mayor India Kincannon pitched the half-cent on the dollar hike as a way to speed up infrastructure investments. It will be up to voters to determine if that tax increase actually becomes a reality. A coalition of elected leaders today gathering to urge voters to choose no. School board member Betsy Henderson, who's also running for Knox County mayor, already criticized City Mayor India Kincannon for this proposal. And today Henderson was joined by state representatives, a fellow school board member, and 3 county commissioners offering up their arguments against the increase. They say the proposed hike would place an unnecessary burden on families and small businesses already struggling with high costs.
I am totally against any tax increase. I think government should live within its means, just like families do. I think it's about cutting waste, cutting spending, and being efficient with the funds that we do have. You know, the city has talked about different initiatives that are important to them, such as sidewalks, such as parks, such as affordable housing. I think that they do have the money to do those things. They just need to make it a priority.
Last month, we reported how City Council member Andrew Roberto criticized the tax proposal as well, saying it lacked specifics like which streets would be paved and where the housing would be located. Mayor Kincannon responded to Roberto, saying the plan was laid out in detail on the city's website. She has promoted the plan and is allowing Knoxville to make 20 years worth of upgrades in just 5. For your local election headquarters, early voting in the City of Knoxville regular election begins tomorrow. The Knox County Election Commission says there are more than 98,000 active registered voters who are eligible to vote in this election. Now, these voters will select 5 city council members, affecting the direction the city takes over the next 4 years. Voters will also have the option to vote yes or no on Mayor Kincannon's proposed 0.5% sales tax increase. Now, early voting begins at noon tomorrow, and it runs through October 30th. Election Day, by the way, follows on November 4th. And if you missed this week's edition of Tennessee This Week, our panel of pundits discussed with our own Lori Tucker the races that are on the ballot, as well as the sales tax referendum. And you You can go back and watch Sunday's Tennessee This Week on our website at WAT.com. This is before you head out to the polls. Just give it a quick look there and look for the Tennessee This Week under the Watch tab. All right, next on our list for you, we're seeing a new tribute to the life of a Knox County Sheriff's Office deputy killed in the line of duty more than 2 years ago. That tragic death happening October 2nd of 2023 when Tucker Blakely was shot while responding to a report of a domestic dispute in West Knox County. The Powell High School graduate was also a U.S. Army veteran. And today, county leaders gathered with Blakely's family, friends, fellow deputies, unveiling a memorial on Emory Road just down the street from Blakely's alma mater. At the event, Deputy Blakely's wife, Katerina, sharing memories of her husband's life. Both graduated from Powell and were active in the band program there, and today she shared hopes that the memorial would remind all who see it of more than just the sacrifice her husband made.
Most importantly, I hope they remember the boy that was a friend to so many. I hope this memorial stands as a reminder to foster your high school friendships, that though some of them may end as time goes on, some of them may develop into something more. They may develop to even a young man returning to propose to his longtime girlfriend in a corner of a school where they met.
Knox County Sheriff Tom Spangler said today that Deputy Blakely's legacy lives on in the community he loved and protected, trying to hold back his emotions as the sheriff promised that the community would never forget Deputy Tucker Blakely. Our big story list wraps up with a big mess and a big scare. It happened overnight in Knox County as a car crashes into a house. Firefighters tell us they got the call around 11 o'clock from Fieldstone Farm Lane in Powell, and you can see some of the damage here behind me. Part of that house collapsed. People were inside. Somehow they were not hurt. Rural Metro spokesperson Jeff Bagwell sending out these pictures and writing in the message, quote, "All we can say is, wow." Now, our crew went out to the house after sunrise for a better look, and we're told there's so much damage that the house is not safe. Fire crews believe the car that hit the home was heading down Weaver Road before it then went off the roadway. That car was reportedly destroyed, but somehow the driver suffered only minor injuries.